Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super card game unboxing. We're going to go ahead and awaken the awakening. Unbox the awakening. Box set. Starter deck. Starter deck. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. Hope you all enjoyed this. Subscribe here and for more content. Now this is the original Dragon Ball Super card game starter deck. We're going to go ahead and open this up. I'm going to go over the cards in the deck, of course, one by one. Tell you guys what's good, what's not good, especially based off of the current meta. And we're also going to talk about cards that you would probably want to replace in the deck versus cards that are worth keeping in the deck if you wanted to take this as like your base deck and keep playing with it. Now, this deck is a little harder to find, or it will be really soon, because of the fact that it is the original starter deck and has been out for about half a year at this point. So you're probably better off trying to get one of the two newer ones, the black one or the red one, the Masked Saiyan one, or the starter deck Super Saiyan Goku GT deck. So here we have the blue Goku leader. This Goku is, for one, has incredible art, but he's kind of outclassed in this current meta. But he was, you know, among all of the among all the leaders, for the starter deck one to be one of the best one. And I'm talking about maybe among like, what was it in set 1 and 2, maybe 20 plus leaders. You know, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but for him to be one of the best ones speaks volumes to this card. So here he is, unawakened. Starts off as Super Saiyan God, awesome, and then goes Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. So anyways, when this card attacks, choose up to one of your blue energy and switch it to active mode. Again, being able to restand energy is just an incredible mechanic, and it's actually a theme of this deck. And a lot of the blue cards, just blue cards in general, loves to restand cards. The best cards are really good at restanding energy. Anyways, when your life is at 4 or less, you get to draw 2 cards and flip this card over, aka awaken him. And then the effect turns to, during your turn, if you have 5 or more energy, he gains 5,000 power. So first and foremost, he turns into a 20k attacker when you have 5 or more energy, which may take a while depending on whether or not you're running ramp in your deck, meaning where you're running cards that are there to help you get more energy, which I think this deck incorporates some cards like that. Again, blue cards are all about that type of thing, energy manipulation. Anyways, you get to draw a card when he attacks and choose up to 2 of your blue energy and switch them to active. So it goes from 1 to 2. So that is really good as a overall card. Now, Prince of Speed, Vegeta. This is a starter deck exclusive card. They give you 2 copies, or no, 1 copy actually. I feel like there's another one in here, maybe, we'll see. Anyways, he has an evolve on top of another Vegeta, but when you play him, if you have 5 or more energy, you get to draw 2 cards. Overall, good card. He has an evolve, get to draw. He's a 10k, you know, combo, one drop, but I would say this card's been outclassed recently by Scientist Fu because, you know, overall is such an impactful ability, but this card was fringe staple in a lot of decks. So overall, the ability to draw 2 cards can't go overstated. Pot agreed, basically. You want that in a lot of your decks. We have God Rush Son Goku. Now, this deck actually features a lot of Goku variants that are okay. They get better with the incorporation of Ultra Instinct, which just came out. The blue Ultra Instinct card in Cross Worlds. Otherwise, they're kind of they're not necessary. But this deck does feature a lot of Evolve as well. So this card actually has an Evolve on top of Son Goku, meaning you can evolve him on top of any other Son Goku card that's not the GT variant, meaning you can technically have like SS3 out and evolve into this, or you can have this and evolve into SS3. It's funny how the evolve mechanic works. Anyways, double strike on this card, so he's able to apply pressure. Unfortunately, he requires a lot of energy, even through evolve. He requires 5 energy, 3 of which have to be blue. So not a very, very good card in my mind, at least in today's meta of the game anymore. Prior to Crossworlds, though, and the new set and Overwhelm taking over and, you know, all that stuff, this type of deck that's slower, kind of mid-range, late-game type of deck used to be really good. Not so good anymore, though. Double Strike, when you play this card, choose all of your opponent's battle cards with blocker and return them to their hand. Couldn't be useful. I mean, blocker's not super great. Blockers are good. You know what this is good against? This card is anti-Great Apes. Of course, they can pop them out relatively easily with March of the Great Apes, but this card's anti-Great Apes. He says, yeah, all the Great Apes, get out of here. Otherwise, blockers aren't very relevant in the meta. And then I was talking about evolving backwards or whatever. This guy has evolve as well. This Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku Maximum Energy. Again, one of the better cards when it comes to playing Ultra Instinct. Double Strike, when a card evolves into this card gains dual attack, meaning it can attack, restand, and then attack again. So he's able to keep that ability, and he also has double strike. So when a card evolves into this card, he's able to apply a lot of pressure, and pressure that this card really can't apply in that he can attack twice for double strike. So it's kind of like, what are you going to do if you're the opponent? That's a lot of pressure, very hard to deal with. So that card is really good. Rapid Spirit Ball Son Goku. This card has another evolve. This one only requires 2. Also, this card only requires 4 energy to evolve. Another card that's just, I just feel like this one's better in mid-range than Son Goku God Rush. Anyways, Spirit Ball Son Goku. This card has a 2-drop energy. When you play this card, choose up to 1 of your energy and switch it to active mode. Here we go again with that theme of restanding your energy, and here is the common one. I knew there was going to be a common in here. But anyways, that is really good in tandem with evolving, though. Being able to restand energy, like the leader card, basically this deck wants to get up to 4 to 5 energy and then, evolve into another card and then make that energy active again in the same turn and maybe do another play. That's what it wants to do. It's just my point is that that's too slow in today's archetype. Very good card there. This card is good in that it allows you to search the top 7 on your deck, add a Son Goku to your hand, and then from there shuffle your deck. Very, very good for deck planning and getting into other combos. Also, he can be evolved on top of for another Son Goku card that we previously looked at. Gohan here, just a double strike, 4-drop, not really necessary in the deck. 25k double strike is really good, just not necessary. Son Goten, 2-drop, not necessary, has no effect, just a vanilla card. The vanilla cards aren't super good. This Vegeta has critical, one of the best mechanics in the game, so I'd say he's pretty worthwhile. I want to speed up a little bit. He also can be used as an evolved target for the Prince of Speed Vegeta that we looked at previously, and there's 4 copies in the deck. Trunks, just like Goten, a vanilla card, no effect. There's nothing there, no text. It's okay, but if I were to run this deck, I would just wind up charging it as energy most of the time. Here we get into some more of the ramp stuff, where you can kind of add more energy. Bulma God Tempter is one of the better 1-drop blue cards. When you play this card, choose up to 1 Whis with an energy cost of 4 or lower from your deck, and add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So she's a little bit better in terms of targeting a specific card than Kind Saiyan is. She lets you search out a specific Whis card, and the Whis card in question will show up in just a moment here. So definitely really good. So the Whis card right here, or not, we'll get back to the Whis. Anyways, Energy Boosted Beerus. You can play him. He has double strike, 4-drop, not too bad. 4 isn't too heavy, especially for a deck like this that likes to restand and ramp. But anyways, when you play him, if you have 5 or more energy, at the time you play him, you get to destroy a battle card. That's a little bit more restrictive than you would like it to be, but still, blue doesn't have a lot of individual destruction like this, so he's very meta, very good, and a lot of blue energy meta decks that would main blue as opposed to not just putting in a blue package. Because spoiler, blue kind of gets splashed into decks because there's a couple of really good cards that might not be in this deck, I don't think. But Energy Boosted Beerus is good for the monster destruction. But here's the Whis I was talking about. When you play this card, add 1 card to your energy from the top of your deck. The only real drawback to this is maybe that's a card you're looking for, but otherwise, you play him and you get another energy, which helps you a lot going forward. So that's kind of ramp, and what that means is that you play a card and then it gives you more energy, basically. So very good card. In tandem with the Bulma, you can search him out. There's also another Whis, which I don't think is in the deck. Yeah, it's not. Taunting Piccolo, just a blocker. There's going to be some blockers back here. Nothing spectacular. So we have blockers. And then another blocker. Guardian North Kai, excuse me. This deck actually doesn't have a super combo. Huh. I just realized this deck doesn't come with a super combo. But the other new decks do, so I guess they found out the importance of the super combo. Monaka is good because it gives your leader double strike and it lets you draw a card. And it's a 1-drop, so it's actually really good in tandem with the Goku, to be honest. Whis' Coercion. Excuse me, one of the best blue cards. He gets splashed into a lot of decks. It's a negate, and it also allows you to restand 1 energy. You basically play it for free, pretty much. If you have a blue energy, you don't even have to bother tapping that energy, because you're going to restand it again with this. So it's a free negate, pretty much. And there should be 4, and yes, there is. And the other blue card that a lot of people splash into their decks, aside from this, is the Senzu Bean. The Senzu Bean is really good because it allows you to untap energy again. So this card and Senzu Bean, which I'm trying to look for on the side while I talk. I don't see my Senzu Bean. It should be on my desk somewhere, but you guys can't really see it. There it is. Senzu Bean. Senzu Bean! This card right here, from the set 1 as well, one of the best blue cards in the game. Gives your card that you're trying to combo with 5k, and then also allows you to restand 2 of your energy. So blue, like I said, has a lot of that going on. So when it comes down to this deck, there's not a whole lot of late game, aside from the leader, which is why they probably put the Monaka in the deck. When it comes down to this, though, I would keep the Monakas for sure. I'd probably honestly add 2 more for 4. Now, the only problem with that is that Monaka doesn't give critical, so you're giving your opponent 2 cards each time you hit them with double strike, which may or may not be a bad thing. We're going to cut the Guardian North Kais and the Taunting Piccolos because they're not that great as blockers. I would honestly keep the Whis package and probably add 4 Gowasu as well, because Gowasu allows you to search for God characters, and he's a 1-drop, I believe, as well, meaning that he can search for the Beeruses, the Whises, even though the Bulma can search for the Whis, as well. But you would also want 4 of the Super Combo Piccolo, Blue Energy Piccolo Super Combo. I don't actually have him here, so I can't really show you him, but you would want him as well. Bulma is a good card to keep as well, just for the Whis ramp. Pretty good. You play her as a 1-drop, get that extra card advantage. Also, the Critical Vegeta, good in tandem with Prince of Speed, which you would keep as well. So you'd keep all 4. You'd also keep all 4 Gokus. Basically, the whole Goku package here. You'd actually want 2 more of these, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of these, but it is what it is. Maybe somebody else likes it more. And it's actually good in association with the Great Ape deck. And these cards can all go. Like, you don't need any of these, although this can be good late game. Don't really need it. And again, you don't need these. Otherwise, this is a very good deck, but it needs splashing. It needs probably, I would say, some red splash to make it a little bit more aggressive, because it's very, like, late game-y. There's not a whole lot that it can do early on. I mean, it can set up early on with the Bulmas and with the Kind Saiyans, but it's not going to apply pressure for a few turns. But overall, it's heavily reliant on this leader, which is really good. It just needs more help. So anyways, hope you all enjoyed this. Subscribe if you're new for more content. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below when it comes down to this starter deck. It was my pleasure to be able to do this one. I also already did the Masked Saiyan starter deck and the GT Goku starter deck. So you should see those on your screen right now as videos that you can check out. So anyways, have an awesome day. I'll catch you all on the next one, guys. Take it easy.